That's a $300,000 Bentley doing 115 miles an hour on a Connecticut highway. Behind the wheel, the man who built professional wrestling into a billion-dollar empire. And right now, he's got bigger problems than a car crash. If you know anything about professional wrestling, you know this face. Vincent Kennedy McMahon bought the World Wrestling Federation from his father in 1982 into a global entertainment machine. WrestleMania, The Attitude Era, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Monday Night Wars. All of it ran through Vince. For 40 years, McMahon was wrestling. He was the CEO, the creative genius, and, more often than anyone wanted, the loudest character on his own show. Forbes put his net worth north of $2 billion. He merged WWE with UFC to form TKO Group Holdings. He was untouchable until January 25, 2024. That's the day a former WWE employee named Janelle Grant filed a federal lawsuit accusing McMahon of sex trafficking and sexual assault at WWE's corporate headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. The details were graphic. The allegations were devastating. McMahon resigned as executive chairman of TKO the very next day. By May, the U.S. Department of Justice had launched a criminal investigation. In January 2025, McMahon settled SEC charges for hiding $12 million in hush money payments from WWE's board. His co-defendant, John Laurinaitis, flipped and agreed to cooperate with Grant's legal team. So when Vince McMahon climbed into his Bentley on the morning of July 24, 2025, he wasn't just a billionaire going for a drive. He was a man watching his entire legacy collapse in real time. July 24, 2025, 9:22 in the morning. Route 15, also known as the Merritt Parkway, northbound near Exit 41 in Westport, Connecticut. About 30 miles south of New Haven, a Connecticut state trooper is running traffic when he spots a dark Bentley Continental GT Speed flying through the right lane. And I mean flying. Watch the trooper's speedometer. He's pushing to catch up, and he can't. The officer later said McMahon was clocked at nearly 115 miles an hour. On a parkway with a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, that's more than double. The Bentley weaves between lanes. Other drivers, people on their morning commute, are swerving out of the way, and McMahon just keeps going. Then, right there, you see it. A BMW is in the lane ahead. McMahon doesn't slow down. At the last second, he swerves, but it's far too late. The Bentley clips the left rear of the BMW at what the other driver estimated was 80 to 90 miles an hour. The BMW gets launched. The driver, a woman named Barbara Doran, said her car was catapulted over 100 yards down the highway. McMahon's Bentley ricochets off the BMW and slams into the center median guardrail. Debris scatters across both lanes. Smoke pours from under the hood. This is a three-car accident on an active highway at 9:22 on a Thursday morning. And somehow, nobody dies. The Bentley, both airbags deployed, manages to limp to the shoulder. The trooper pulls up behind it, and now comes the part that, honestly, might be more revealing than the crash itself. The bodycam footage picks up as the state trooper walks up to McMahon's window. The front end of the Bentley is destroyed, airbags are hanging limp, and Vince McMahon, 80 years old, is sitting in the driver's seat. The trooper asks the obvious question, "Why were you driving over 100 miles an hour?" McMahon's answer, "It's my granddaughter's birthday. I gotta get. It's the next exit." His granddaughter's birthday. That's his explanation for doing 115 in a 55. The trooper presses him. "Did you see me trying to catch up to you behind you?" McMahon says he saw lights, but they looked normal. The officer clarifies he was flooring it and still couldn't close the gap. McMahon insists he wasn't trying to outrun anyone. "I'm not trying to outrun you," he says. "I was just trying to drive." Then the trooper gets to the point. "The person was right in front of you. There's got to be a reason you hit them." McMahon's response, "I haven't been driving my car in God knows how long." The officer asks if he was on his phone. McMahon says no. The officer asks if he's having a medical episode. McMahon says no. The officer asks multiple times if he needs an ambulance. Every time, no. And then This is the moment. McMahon starts pulling out his registration and insurance, and under his breath you hear it clearly. God damn it, stupid fucking fool. He's talking about himself. And for maybe the first time in his public life, Vince McMahon sounds like a man who knows he's out of control. He asks the trooper if anyone else got hurt. You can hear genuine relief when the officer tells him the other drivers walked away. McMahon's told the car is too fast, like it's the Bentley's fault, not the guy doing 115 on a Parkway. The trooper hands him a court summons. They shake hands. The officer even says, "Happy birthday to your granddaughter. Try to enjoy the rest of the day." And that's it. Vince McMahon, facing a federal sex trafficking investigation, sitting in a totaled $300,000 car after nearly killing someone at 115 miles an hour, gets a handshake and a misdemeanor summons. Here's the part of this story that almost feels scripted. And in wrestling, you'd say it was. July 24th, 2025. The same morning McMahon wrecked his Bentley on Route 15. Hulk Hogan died at his home in Florida. Cardiac arrest. He was 71. Hulk Hogan, the man who made Vince McMahon, the original WrestleMania headliner, the guy who body-slammed Andre the Giant and turned professional wrestling into mainstream American entertainment. Without Hogan, there's no McMahon empire. Barbara Doran herself pointed out the coincidence in a Facebook post. Oddly, Hulk Hogan, who made McMahon's fame and fortune, died about the same time as the accident. As for the crash charges, McMahon was charged with reckless driving and following too closely, both misdemeanors. In October 2025, he appeared in Stamford Superior Court and was granted entry into Connecticut's accelerated rehabilitation program. The deal, 1 year of good behavior, a $1,000 charitable donation, and maintaining proper licensing and insurance. If he stays clean, the charges get dismissed on October 15, 2026. $1,000 for nearly killing someone at 115 miles an hour. When you're worth $2 billion, that's not even a rounding error. But the crash isn't McMahon's real legal problem. The Janelle Grant sex trafficking case is still active. The DOJ investigation is ongoing. Co-defendant John Laurinaitis has agreed to cooperate with Grant's team. And McMahon, who once controlled every storyline in professional wrestling, can't control this one. Barbara Doran survived. Her airbags didn't deploy, but she walked away. She estimated that if McMahon had hit her car dead on, instead of clipping the rear, the outcome would have been very different. Her words, "There might have been a very different ending for me." McMahon's Bentley Continental GT Speed, a car built to do 208 miles an hour, is totaled. His reckless driving charges will likely disappear by October. The sex trafficking lawsuit won't. Vince McMahon spent a lifetime writing stories where the villain always